Welcome to the Man in the Universe introductory lecture. In the next 20 minutes, we will help you to discover and understand the real you, the energies, concepts, and spiritual realities that we all encounter here on planet Earth. We each came here to learn and grow, to share our spiritual thrust, our wisdom, and our experiences. In the next few moments, you will find nothing new, just a reawakening of what you already know inside, that we are energy. We are one with all things, and we are here to fulfill our life's purpose. So let's get started. This is a symbol of you. The circle above your head is your real life force, the soul, the real you. It is important to understand that you don't have a soul. You are a soul. You are a soul with a physical body, not a physical body with a soul. The real you is the intelligent vibration, the heat, the power. That heat, or intelligent energy, is fed to the physical body by what the Bible in Ecclesiastes 12, verses 6 and 7, calls the silver cord. It says, "Before the silver cord is snapped, and the golden bowl is broken, or the pitcher is broken in the fountain, or the wheel is broken in the cistern, the body returns to the earth as it was, and the spirit returns to God who gave it." Let's do a technique so you can experience what we are talking about. I would like you to gently rub your hands together. Now slowly pull them apart. Relax and sense what you feel between them. You may want to close your eyes and focus your concentration between your hands. The more you relax, the stronger it becomes. What do you feel? Do you feel warmth, energy, tingling, magnetic attraction, pulling sensation maybe? Whatever you feel, this energy is the real you. At the moment of physical death, the silver cord snaps, separating you from your physical body. Your body remains here and goes back to dust because it is composed of the things of planet Earth. Your soul, the real you, because you no longer have a physical body to serve as an anchor, will leave Earth and return to the universe, your true home. The universe, or the cosmos, is what this symbol is called by a person of science. A person of religion calls it God. No matter what you call it, you are one with it. There is no separation. The only separation you have is the one you think you have. Once you understand that your physical body cannot exist without oxygen, the rays of the sun, vegetation, water, or the pressures of the universe, you'll realize you are a total component of all things. You are one with all things. Religion says you are an expression of God. Science says you are a total component of the universe. As intelligent energy, you always have been, you are now, and you always will be. As a soul in the universe, you are a free agent, here to do a specific job or mission. You are the master of your destiny. Every soul has two natures, the feeling and the intellect. The feeling nature wants to be a part of things, or one with the all. It is our inner motivation, sensitivity, or psychic ability. The intellectual nature wants to know and understand the world around it. It is our analyzing, dissecting, proving part. We need both of these parts to move in balance throughout our life. Science calls these two parts the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. Religion calls them the head and the heart. When we have these in balance, we can move with a thought for every feeling and a feeling for every thought. We can compare them to the wheels of a car. Your intellectual nature is like the front wheels of your car that steer the car and move it with direction. Your feeling nature is like the rear wheels of your car. They are connected with the engine, and that is where the real power lies. If you only operate with the intellect, you can steer all you want, but you won't get very far. If you only operate with your feeling part, you will move, but you will likely go around in circles because you don't have any direction. We need both the intellect and the feeling in order to move with direction. Science and religion together have created our man-made rules and regulations. These rules and regulations help us to know where our boundaries begin and end, which in turn helps us to respect one another. Now, society, or the superego as it is called by science, is based on two symbols. Science calls these symbols the positive and the negative. Religion calls them the God within, and sin or separation from God. In other words, it is the good, kind, sharing, loving part of each of us versus the greedy, me first, me second, me third part of us. Science, religion, and society all have truth in them, but no one thing has all the truth. In our world today, these three areas have become so highly organized that they have become an end in themselves rather than a means to an end. The real you realizes you have come to accomplish, to learn and grow. You are the grand total of every thought and feeling you have had through eons of time. Just think, there is not another person in the universe exactly like you. You can be proud of yourself and all that you have accomplished. The reality is, what you become tomorrow depends on what you do with your life today. Earlier on, we talked about the need to be in balance. People in balance have a thought for every feeling and a feeling for every thought. They move by wisdom. They know where they came from, where they are, and where they are going. Now, there are two other states of consciousness. We call them the semi-intellectual and the unbalanced feeling type. The semi-intellectual is a person with a well-developed intellect, but an underdeveloped feeling part. They can solve complicated mathematical problems or design rocket ships to the moon, but when it comes to their feelings, they have a lot of fears. These are the types who want everything proven to them. They are always looking for a system and using everything around themselves in order to escape their true feelings. In other words, they become the aholics of our society, the golfaholic, the workaholic, or even the alcoholic. The solution is not to decrease their intellectual capacity, because it is very useful on planet Earth, but to relax and work on unfolding their feeling nature. The third type of person that we have in our society is the unbalanced feeling type. This is the type of person who has a well-developed feeling part, but an underdeveloped intellect. This person bounces from one thing to another with a lot of enthusiasm, but not a lot of purpose or direction. This is because they don't have their intellect developed enough to be able to regroup their experiences or interpret what they're gaining for themselves. You so often hear this type of person say, "I can help everyone else, but I can't seem to help myself." So by having a little more loyalty to themselves and doing for themselves first, they too will achieve that balance of a thought for every feeling and a feeling for every thought. These symbols here represent messengers of God. These highly evolved souls have mastered all the lessons on planet Earth and have graduated from the Earth plane. They become helpers to people here on Earth and are called by many names such as guardian angels, avatars, ascended masters, guides, controls, etc. They are a common experience of all people, no matter what the religious background. As mentioned earlier, we are equal to 4 watts of energy. These high souls are 4 watts plus. When they come close to us, we experience them as chills, tingles, a feeling of well-being, or even ecstasy. The Bible calls it the quickening of the flesh. Each of us has a team of angels or spiritual helpers. Most people have 1 or 2 of these angels to guide them, which means that they have come to work with material things. If we came to work with people, then we will have 3 or more angels on our team. This is because we work with people who have free will, and we just need that extra help. Our spiritual helpers give us a lot of guidance. They will never tell us what to do, give us orders, or impose on our free will, as they are here to work with us, not for us. They will, however, make suggestions, offer comfort and reassurance as we walk along life's path. Before you were born, not only did you choose your team of angels, but you also developed a specific life plan or purpose, something that you came with in order to share with people and in order to learn and grow yourself. It is something that is innately in your feelings, and you actually have an inner knowing of what this life plan is. Your spiritual helpers or guardian angels will help you in fulfilling your life's purpose. If you want to know whether you are on the right track, it's rather easy. All you have to do is figure out if you have more up days than down. If you have more up days, then it is likely you are following your plan. If you have more down days, then you may want to adjust to the left or to the right until you find out where your niche in life is. These lines represent limbo. Souls that really had trouble making decisions and understanding their purpose and sort of waited for the opportunities to come to them end up in limbo. They are sometimes called fence sitters. Here is a story that illustrates this attitude. A little chicken and a little pig used to take a lot of walks together. Now the chicken had a habit of keeping the pig all beaten down because she laid an egg every day, and that was her contribution to society. One day they were walking along and they saw a big sign that was advertising a platter of ham and eggs. The chicken got all excited and said, "See, I told you. I lay an egg every day, and that's my contribution to society." The pig looked up at the sign, looked down at the chicken, and he looked up at the sign again and said, "Yes, I can see that yours is a contribution, all right, but mine is total commitment." Most of us are making a lot of contributions, but how many of us are totally committed? We are either chicken or whole hog, and that's what we are going to get out of life. Over here, we have symbols that represent souls who passed on in a state of confusion. When they passed on, they were mentally and spiritually on Skid Row. The Master Jesus called them earthbound souls or unclean spirits, for they still think of earthly things. They aren't bad souls, they just lacked awareness of their real purpose in life. Catholics call them souls in purgatory, Protestants souls in hell, and some Eastern religions refer to them as souls experiencing karma. You are your most important person in the universe. You came to be loyal to yourself, and that is the start to following your life's plan. Before we came into planet Earth, along with our angels and life plan, we chose two people to create our physical body. After we choose our parents, we are born into planet Earth as crystal clear bundles of pure feeling. Science tells us that the physical body is renewed every 7 years. Spiritually, we learn lessons and go through new states of consciousness every 7 years as well. These numbers represent the cycles of life, and the most important spiritual cycle that we have is the first 7 years. This is where the personality is molded. We pick up all the traits, habits, and attitudes of what is going on in our environment. There is a Bible verse that reflects this. The fathers have eaten sour grapes, and the children's teeth are set on edge. Now in the cycle 7 to 14, the intellect is formed. This is where we go to school, start asking questions, start wanting facts, and wanting to know the what, when, where, and why of things. The next cycle, 14 to 21, is a search for identity. We start realizing that we are not just Mama and Papa's little boy or girl anymore. We are people in our own right. But who are we? We start pushing on our boundaries until we find more of who we really are. In this cycle, young people are most likely to dress alike, talk alike, and think alike. This is because a group identity gives them more security while they go searching for their own personal identity. In the cycle 21 to 28, we move into maturity, where we start taking responsibility for ourselves. If there was a lot of emotional damage in the first 7 years, it will show up most vividly in this cycle. Some people may end up making harmful decisions, which could perhaps lead to jail, entering a mental institution, or having thoughts of suicide. The challenge of this cycle is to find out where we fit and to make positive decisions for ourselves. The cycle 28 to 35 is what we call the search for the kingdom of heaven, or the search for the kingdom within. This is where we start to realize there is more to life than just following a daily routine of getting up, going to work, etc. So we start looking for answers and wanting change. We change jobs or even careers and relationships. There are sometimes a lot of divorces in this cycle, and we end up making a lot of changes on the outside. The thing is, our answers are within us, and once we understand that, we can really begin our spiritual search in earnest. From 35 to 42 is what we call the cycle of spiritual abundance, when we start to realize that we have a lot of wisdom inside, and that wisdom can be shared with others and used to help ourselves. We begin to look at inner feelings that we were afraid to acknowledge in our past cycles. 42 to 49 is the cycle of material abundance. The Bible says, "As ye sow, so shall ye reap." This is where it starts to show up in material form. We are not so concerned with what we should or should not do. We are learning to be more honest with our feelings. This renewal of purpose should continue for the rest of our lives. 49 to 56 is the second most important cycle. This is where we start to take inventory of where we have been. Did we do what we came to do? Did we follow our life's plan? If we find we are not on our pivot point, we begin to shift our energy and start searching for spiritual direction. If we find fulfillment, we will experience a new inner contentment and acceptance of others and ourselves. The next cycle, 56 to 63, is the cycle of decision. If by this time we have not really found ourselves, we begin to fade out, snapping that silver cord and passing on, because spiritually, a soul hates to waste time. If we have been doing what we came to do, then after age 56, we will go on to accomplish our greatest works, achieve our greatest fulfillment, and share our wisdom freely with others. Here we have the 4 personality types, often referred to as spiritual gifts or psychic abilities. We have all 4 within us, but we operate out of one as our primary gift. This determines our main avenue of communication while here on planet Earth. People with the first gift of intuition are born leaders. This is the type of person that is fair, frank, honest, and direct in their feelings with others. Society is based on the intuitive gift because it is built on fairness and justice for all. Intuitives have a great love for people. When they are in balance, they are able to lift people to a higher state of consciousness. Their psychic ability is one of clairaudience. This means clear hearing, or being able to hear that still, small voice within. Intuitives hear words and thoughts from the universe and from their angels. People with the first gift of vision are very organized in a visual way. They find it a pleasure and a challenge to create harmony and balance around them. Visionaries can see the big picture. They are good communicators of this picture to other people. This makes them very effective leaders. This is also the type of person who can see what it is like to be in another person's shoes. The psychic ability of the gift of vision is that of clairvoyance, or clear seeing. These people have a photographic mind and can recall names, places, and dates with ease. They also have the ability to see visions within their mind's eye and the aura or light energy around living things. People with the first gift of prophecy often make outstanding executives. They have a strong concern for the future, and they are able to carry projects through to successful completion. Prophetics often have dreams about the future that come true. They have this inner awareness about people and situations and know exactly what to do in these situations. It's the gift of prophecy that is built on trust and the knowing that everything is going to be all right. The psychic ability of the prophetic is to enter into a full trance and allow souls to channel through. People with the first gift of feeling are bubbly and enthusiastic. They enjoy being with people and are good mixers. They have a lot of manual dexterity and enjoy working with their hands. They are also sensitive to their environment and easily influenced by it. Their psychic abilities are that of healing by the laying on of hands and psychometry. This means through the sense of touch, they can detect the properties of an object and the feelings associated with it. This person picks up a thought and translates it into a feeling. They respond to life depending on how it feels to them. Remember, everyone has all 4 gifts in varying degrees, but a person's main gift is the principal way they approach and interpret life. Intuitives understand in words. Feelers sense in feelings. Visionaries perceive in pictures, and prophetics work with inner knowings. Understanding this will help you strengthen your personal loyalty and better your communication with the world around you. It is important to realize that each of us is here on earth to be loyal to ourselves. We came here to learn to be in balance. As you learn to listen to your inner self, your thoughts and your feelings, you will become more relaxed and confident, and often feel chills or vibrations go through your body. You will soon realize that inner guidance and self-understanding are the main tools you have in coming to grips with yourself and the world around you. Through this knowledge, you can become an example and lead others, ultimately becoming the master of your destiny. Thank you for letting me share.